This is a Fox News special report.
This is Fox News coverage of an aviation mystery, perhaps a disaster in Ukraine. I'm John Scott along with Jenna Lee in New York. The top of your screen there shows you a column of black smoke pouring from a field, a place somewhere in Ukraine where we believe Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 has crashed. There are significant numbers of reports saying that that flight was actually shot down en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. It had left Amsterdam, crossed over Germany, crossed over Poland, and just after entering Ukrainian airspace, it disappeared from flight radars. Again, this is Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. It was, of course, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 that disappeared in the spring and still has not been located. Whether that is a coincidence, we do not know. There is much we do not know about what has taken place here. However, we do know that the Malaysian defense minister has ordered his agency to look into reports that this plane was shot down. It is a Boeing 777, 280 people, 280 passengers, plus a crew of 15 on board. It is virtually impossible that anybody survived that kind of a wreck.
As we were taking a look there on the map on your screen, and now we're quickly showing you the Boeing 777 that John was just mentioning, apparently this plane was about 5 hours plus into an 11-hour flight. As it was heading towards Kuala Lumpur, it had crossed most of Europe and was entering into a space that has been quite contested recently between Russia and Ukraine. As of right now, we're awaiting any sort of official comment coming either from the Malaysia Airlines or from our own government to find out information about whether or not this plane was indeed shot down. Malaysian Airlines has made a statement via their Twitter feed, their official Twitter feed, saying that they have lost contact with this plane and they don't have anything further yet at this time. We have been reaching out to the Pentagon. In fact, our Pentagon correspondent Jennifer Griffin is standing by with more information about what we are or are not hearing at this time. Jennifer?
Jenna, right now we are hearing from the Ukrainian Interior Ministry where officials are saying that it was a Buk surface-to-air missile. That is a Russian surface-to-air missile that allegedly brought down the Malaysian flight, the commercial aircraft that was flying over Ukraine. Now, what's important to remember is in recent days, there had been reporters on the ground in the last 24 hours who had seen this very sophisticated Russian missile system enter from Russia into the separatist area where ethnic Russian separatists have been fighting against the Ukrainian forces. And this Buk missile system can fire up to a range of 72,000 feet. Now, a commercial plane such as the Malaysian Flight 17 was reportedly flying at about 33,000 feet. That's much too high for any sort of shoulder-fired missile, but a sophisticated missile system like the Buk missile could reach that altitude. In fact, it can go much higher, up to 73,000 feet. So Ukrainian officials are blaming a Russian surface-to-air missile known as a Buk that had been brought in from Russian territory in recent days, according to those reports coming out of Ukraine right now.
Jennifer, thank you very much. The Pentagon spokesman, our Pentagon spokesman at this time, saying that he has seen reports about a downed passenger jet in Ukraine, but doesn't have any more information for us about what may have caused the crash. Again, we're relying very heavily on reports from inside Ukraine, as well as video from what Reuters is describing, John, as local activists. So we're still trying to independently confirm, one, this is a plane crash, two, that the plane was indeed shot down. And Malaysia Airlines, again, what are the chances? The same airline that lost Flight 370, a ghost ship that still has not been recovered. Now Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 disappears. The airline confirms that it has lost contact with that Boeing 777. Now, that's something that rarely happens in flights over land. In fact, I'm not aware of it happening to this day. In a flight over land that an airline loses contact with one of its vessels. 295 people on board. Indications are that it was some kind of a hostile act that brought this plane down. We do not know precisely what happened,
but we are certainly staying on top of it. We have our people at the Pentagon. We have our people overseas. Fox News is on this story, and we will bring you the very latest as we get it. Once again, Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, flying from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur, an 11-hour flight nonstop, seems to have disappeared, and that ominous smoke cloud growing in that field may tell the story. Stay tuned to Fox News Channel and this Fox station for continuing coverage of this story. I'm John Scott in New York.